Okay. JJ's Village, which is where you are, was born from the death of our son. We have worked to support the needs of Greater Cleveland community for more than 10 years. JJ Village offers the Howard Huskies the opportunity for a substantial community impact through their positive educational, behavioral, and athleticism in a community that has seen so much failure. Everybody cut your phones up. That's so rude, but it's my phone, okay? Okay. These attributes are very motivating to our young men who share the desire to play football, further their education, travel, and improve their possibilities of an improved quality of life. Our 2023 football schedule will be promoted locally and nationally. Our young men travel to 12 this year, different colleges and universities. So we have an opportunity to do 12 college campus visits. Not only that, we will be working with several wraparound services. You'll have financial literacy, you'll have career development, and we are still hoping that you all will learn some of the skills that you've seen this past weekend: plumbing, drywalling, an employable skill that you can carry and take with you along the way. Young men, you've graduated. You did that thing. 12 years, your mom was on your back, your dad was on your back, your teachers were on your back, and you made that commitment. You made the choice to do the right thing. Being here, we hope that that choice that you made will be the best choice that you could have made to start your college career and to play football. I am very proud of you. To my parents, job well done.
Yay.
Job well done. Give your parents a round of applause, guys, because they did that thing. They made the positive choice to get you here. They made the choice to look through your eyes because they let you make the decision. I talked to a lot of your parents. A lot of them say, this is too far from if it was my choice, this is not where they would be. But they gave you the opportunity as a young man now to make your decision. And they're going to be looking at your life decision through your eyes now. Make the right decisions. Make the best choices. Make the better choices. Without further ado, I'm going to move along and introduce to you a councilman who I just met, but I love Mr. Twan Billings because Mr. Billings is always in their neighborhood. This month is Gun Violence Prevention Month. It's a Wear Orange Month. And if you don't know about that, the young lady that was at the Obama inauguration, she was shot and killed a week after she was there. And so we wear orange through the month of June because when the hunters are in the woods and you wear orange, you know not to shoot, right? So this is in honor of her. This is Wear Orange Month. So Mr. Billings is very involved in gun violence prevention. He loves young people. He has worked with the Ladies Auxiliary. He have trained over 23 women in self-defense. He is involved with the Woman to Woman for Safety Forum. He has trained young men in all aspects of being great community leaders. Without further ado, I introduce to you Councilman Twan Billings.
23. How y'all doing today?
All right.
I wanted to definitely thank Veronica and her husband for inviting me to come and speak to you guys. I'm actually a councilman in the city of East Cleveland. I don't know, was you guys down there at the first location and then y'all moved down here. I'm a new councilman. Basically, I'm gonna give you pretty much an understanding of who I am and where I came from. She stated some of the things that I was able to accomplish. I was born here in Cleveland. I was raised in Los Angeles, and I moved up here in 1983. And during that time, I was raised around, as you guys know, heavily gang involvement. And so I had the best of both worlds, and I don't really want to get too much in that lifestyle because it caused a lot of problems in my life. But I came from an abusive background. I had an opportunity to do a lot of great things when I moved up here to Cleveland. But before I got an opportunity to do those things, I was involved in, as I said, gang lifestyle. I was the first one on American Most Wanted. So when she talked about gun violence, I was very much involved with a lot of different things. But just to, just keep it 100 with you guys, I introduced the Crips here in Ohio. And I was also on American Most Wanted, like I said. So a lot of people knew me from that background, and I did 13 years on a life sentence in the penitentiary. I've been locked up ever since I was a child. My mother developed breast cancer in, 1986, I was locked up. 1988, I got locked up. The cancer came back. 1991, the cancer eventually took my mother. So during that time, I tried to change my life. I went through PTSD, depression, and everything. And I think I was at the time 18 years old. And eventually what ended up happening, hanging around the wrong people and keeping some of the fellas in my life, I ended up doing 13 years for something I didn't see, okay? During that time I was locked up. I was in some of the worstest prison, Ohio had to offer. And during that time of me being incarcerated, I created a program in the prison system called Responsibility as a Man. I didn't realize that I was considered a high-profile inmate, so they pretty much kept their eyes on me with what happened in the Lucasville riots. So they always looked at me as being pretty much a threat because I always had a bunch of people that followed up under me. Every time they incarcerated me, I kept spreading the movement around in different parts of the state. And that was a thing that the FBI and everybody else couldn't understand what was going on and how this hit Ohio so fast. The key thing is Mr. Charles C. had a program, many programs, community reentry. And in community reentry, he had multiple different programs that came in to the prison system, helping a lot of men and women that's incarcerated. And one of the programs that he had in his system, system of community reentry, was called Friend of Friends. It was a guy by the name of Steve Messner. You remember Steve, Mr. C? So Mr. C created a program called the Red Coats, where he took inmates out and they went out and helped senior citizens with food. And, bags of food, helping them with shopping and things like that. All the different programs he created, Mr. Messner took a liking to me, and that helped me, with my depression because my family died during the time I was incarcerated. So it gave me an opportunity to say, hey, which way I wanted to go in life. And when that time came about, how many of y'all heard of the singer Life Jennings? Y'all familiar with Life Jennings? Okay, so Life is like a little brother to me. So me and him built a strong relationship with each other, and as a result of that, he's a multi-platinum artist. He out here doing all kind of different things and everything like that. But right now, I'm gonna talk to you guys about life choices. Give an example like with Life. Life made some unique choices that caused him to lose a major record deal. I had made some choices that caused me to lose my life, where it was 13 years on a life sentence. It was just a mirror of God that let me out on my first parole, okay? You ask anybody on a life sentence, you don't get out on the first parole. You want to at least do about 20, okay? Before you even talk about coming home from the penitentiary. This uniform, I purposely wore this uniform because this is the uniform that I wore for 13 years. 283729. I want you guys to look at this. Everybody in this room have made a bad choice and a bad mistake in your life. That's just period, okay? So I'm considered a felon, right? People was gonna judge you
on your lifestyle. If you live in a bed, they say you gotta lie in it for the rest of your life because people are gonna judge you on just that. Many of you guys have seen a lot of that. I'm gonna tell you also, I'm the first youngest concert bodyguard. I'm a 7-year mixed martial art champ. So when she was talking about the training, I trained police departments, I trained SRT teams, I trained many women, I trained so many different type of people. I had the opportunity to look at things that God gave me. How many of y'all heard of the artist Babyface? Babyface was the one that pretty much of some of the singers that you guys hear to today was the one that created the Atlanta movement. Babyface was the one that got me involved in the concert bodyguarding work. And I'm really privileged. I did it for Bobby Brown, New Edition, Billy Idol, probably some of the artists you guys are because before your time. But at the end of the day, you know, it gave me an opportunity to have a different life. But I just was a hard head. I just kept going and kept going. So I'm saying this to say to you guys that when you make a bad choice, don't never let nobody tell you that you have to live in it. Because you're going to make bad choices. You're going to make bad decisions. You're going to have people that's going to be around you. I just spoke for several different friends that's currently still in prison but they got 33 years in. 33 years in. Some of them is actually innocent. They took the fall for their homeboys. And they still, you know, doing time. And the parole board, and that's the thing that people don't talk to you guys about. It's not just you doing time. Because when you do time, this come in. Your youth, you'll look at your picture and you'll look at your young face. When you're doing time, you're going to start seeing this. And then you're going to start going down. Your body and your mind is going to go down. All the rah-rah is going to go down. You're going to change. Because as they say, the brick walls don't break. But you will break before those brick walls. Some of these prisons been open before I was born. And they still in operation. So I'm saying that to say to you guys, when I came home in 2003, I struggled. I was homeless. I owned 10 cars. I owned 3 homes. No kids, don't drink, don't smoke. I stay away from people. And now God had made me into a city council member. The first person with a convicted felon to be able to do that. Do you realize how hard it is? Even your own people, your own race, talk about you as a felon. And my crime was back in 20 years ago. That's how you have to live in it. I'm pretty much a strong-minded person. I mean, you know, many people know, you know, my mobilization capabilities. I was also involved with the largest motorcycle club, which is the Zoos. Maybe some of you guys know. But I was the spokesperson for that club. And I got my club out. We did a lot of community events. We did a lot of mediations. We did a lot of things in the community. All I'm saying to do to each and every one of y'all, I lost my mother to breast cancer and I regret everything that I did. Street work means nothing. Yeah, I got a lot of people that remember me from that background. And that kind of helps to keep the wolves away from me because they know what I used to be about. This right here, I wear pink because I remember my mother compared to this. Because I drove my mother up against the wall. I kept going and going and going. And being a man and being responsible is very important. It's easy to be a male, but it's hard being a man. I seen one of y'all with a child. Was that you? One of you, the baby that was over there? Where's she at? Right there. So I want you guys to think about this. I have a book at home of young people I have worked with bullets in their head, bullets all riddled through their bodies. That's the reason I don't carry a gun no more. Because I didn't realize what I was out there doing when I was doing stupid stuff like that. But when you look at a baby like that, and you out there feeling like you putting in work, and then don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's what you guys doing, because obviously that's not what you're doing. But guess what? Some of your homeboys, and y'all know homeboys that's out there putting in work, right? So when they out there putting in work, just understand that when you living by the street code, there's a consequence behind the streets. There was a little girl by the name of Cookie that was shot over there on the Broadway area. Her father is a huge, big dude, street dude. He was down the street. 2 dudes that started off in a vehicle where one of the homeboys jumped in a truck and tried to rob the other guy for some weed. He robbed him, ran down the street, the guy went up under the street, got the busting in him, they got the busting back. The bullet went all the way down the street. Cookie was coming up out of the store and it hit her up at the top shoulder of her back. She went down the street to her friend's house and collapsed. The guy, when they were shooting back and forth, the one that did the robbing got shot in the lower back. He running down the street, ran around the corner. Her father was there with his homeboys. They heard the shooting, so when homeboy come around the corner, they tried to help him. So they like, hey man, don't doubt, we got you. He took the gun, was looking for a sewer to try and get rid of the gun. So what he did, he took the gun and threw it right up under a porch. So the guys come running around the corner because they knew that he got shot. So they came around the corner, they like, man, forget dude, your daughter's shot. So they all went to his daughter. His daughter ended up dying, okay? And I just never forget that he said to me, he said, man, Twan, I had the gun in my hand that killed my baby. The 3 little girls that was murdered in East Cleveland. Y'all remember that? Any of you guys remember that? Well, 3 little girls was murdered and the guy took their bodies and just put them all around and just let them just in plastic bags. We as men has dropped the ball tremendously. And I can say for myself that I have. I try and educate everybody and try to tell them it's a difference between being a man, it's a difference between being a male. It's 2 different groups. And you got to understand the responsibility. Taking care of a child, being responsible, going to college, going to the military, doing things, that's street credibility. What I did is not street credibility. They'll never let none of those idiots. That hip-hop music, y'all see, many of those guys are snitches and they ain't about that life. That's all acting. That's all it's about. I live that life. I'm telling you what it's about. I'm from LA. I'm able to tell you what it's about. I've been on American Most Wanted. I can tell you what that's about. I had ATL, FBI in my life. I can tell you what that's about. And when I'm telling you what it's about, it's not worth it. What it's worth is going to college, making you some money, taking care of your family, and don't get no felony charge. That is a typical way of them making money off of you. See a fool, use a fool. A man without a plan can be used by a man with a plan. And in life, that's how life operates. People have plans. They make money off of ignorance. Understand that. The streets may be calling you and saying, hey man, come on, let's go out here and, hang out. Let's go drink some beer. Let's go out here and do this, that, and the third. Some young men just lost their life because one of their homeboys was drinking and he smashed into the wall and killed all of them. Some wet. One of the brothers down there, smoking wet, he ended up shooting his homeboys in the back of the head and killing them, not knowing what he just did. I'm telling you, the streets don't love you back. The streets don't have no credibility. Denounce that lifestyle, denounce that mindset. College, military, and things that's going to build you, make you a stronger, better man and or woman. That's what this is about. You can talk to a man that made bad choices and mistakes. But I'm here to tell you to denounce that lifestyle and that mindset. If you got foolish thinking in your head, understand where it's going to lead you to. And I'm here to tell you that it's not worth it and you ain't going to like it being in a penitentiary. Now, you may know some of these cats that's locked up right now. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, they ain't going to tell you about the parole board. Ask any man that been locked up with the parole board, and they'll tell you that is the one deadly game that nobody want to mess with, especially if you got some time on your hand. Because they will continue flopping your butt. They'll tell you, you will walk right up in there. I'm going to give you the scenario. You got a few people that's sitting behind the table. They looking at you. They'll have your file right there. You'll walk in after doing about 12 or on your 15 of life. You'll walk right up in there. You shaking, you nervous because you want to be released. They'll say, we ain't got your file. Come back in 30 days. You looking at your file right on the desk. So you go back. Then you come back after 30 days. They'll say, we still ain't got your file. Come back in a year. You come back in a year, now you got a ticket for getting extra food or maybe getting into a fight with your bunkie. Then they say, oh my God, you're violent. You like, well, I mean, I'm in the penitentiary. That's what's going to happen. I'm sorry, sir. Step off 8 years. So it's like you starting time over. So you come back, you do 8 years. Then they'll say, you know what? We as the board feel like, you know, you ain't did enough time, that we feel like you penitentiary slick, et cetera, et cetera. Step off a super flop of 10 years. That's how this works. That's why I'm telling you, it's not real. Ask anybody, if you don't believe me, ask any OG that been in the penitentiary that actually did real time. Ask them about that parole board. Ask them. It's easy when you got a felony on your record to get another one. The last thing I'm gonna say, domestic violence. Watch that. Any one of us can catch that by just arguing. You can get domestic violence by just arguing. Boyfriend, girlfriend, just arguing. If you in the wrong city and they want to do that to you, they can arrest both of y'all and charge y'all with domestic violence. That is unexpungible off your record. Am I lying, Mr. C? I got too many real stories to tell you one false one. I'm Twan Billings, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Billings. Thank you, Councilman Billings. It was very nice. Guys, his message, make good choices. Now, we're going to have a couple of words from our head coach, Coach James Howard. Put your hands together for Coach Howard.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, clap twice. Clap twice. Clap twice. Thank you very much. That's because you all have graduated to this point. And what Mr. Billings was stating to you is what would happen if you make the wrong choice. Simply said. And we talked about this last night. Make the right choices. But at this time, I need for you all to come closer. So bring your chair and come right in here, please. All players. If you're standing up around, get a chair. Kind of make a circle, 2 by 2. Let's just get close. Oh, this football team is tremendous. We're about to dominate. Wow. Yeah. Clap twice again, gentlemen. Clap twice. Clap twice. Now, I want to start off by saying the gentleman that I'm about to introduce is my mentor. Just like I'm mentoring you all, he's been my mentor for the past few years. One day, I'm just be very quick. We had a dinner, and he had a story to talk to me about. I am a coach who's big on X's and O's, and you all have been attested to that. I've been talking to you all about that. X's and O's, get the job done, football, football, football. But Coach sat down and talked to me and told me about mentally and spiritually getting inside the hearts of the men. It's more than just X's and O's. And this is what this man is all about. He's about helping out the community, helping young men achieve their goals. He's done tremendous work for them in the past. He's a young man, he's a man that has sent over 1,000 young men to Division I schools, scholarships. He has the record for, in Ohio, the most NFL football players, over 30. He's ranked nationally, high school coach of the year. He's 2-time state, 3-time, 5-time, 6-time state champion. He just this year received his flowers by becoming state football champion. He's just been a tremendous man in my life with, and track championships. Last week, just got his ring. So, with further ado, Coach again.
All right, I guess I got to tell you where I came from. You know, a little bit about me. I'm from Louisiana, as you can tell. You don't have to guess at it. You know, I own it. I used to tell kids, I own Louisiana. And I used to go to school and they say, man, you don't do this. I said, do it the next day, I bet them money. And then the next day I come with my charm on. I said, I give him my money. You know? But you know I give it back to him. But hey, I'm excited about being here today. You know, because I'm a country boy. I came from the South. I was probably real bad, just real mischievous before I came to Cleveland. And everything I did, my grandmother used to tell me it was a sin. I used to kill frogs on Sunday. Said, God don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But I started with that because a lot of times people look at you by being mischievous. It's good to be mischievous sometimes because that means you're thinking. You know, you're imagining things, you're putting things in your head. And, you know, you have to have imagination. You got to put it in your imagination. And imagination is the preview of what's to come. You know what I'm saying? So you got to imagine what you're going to do. You know, a lot of time people, you sit in the classroom and you think that, they say, well, why you not paying attention? A lot of times we be imagining some things. You know what I'm saying? We be thinking about what I can become, who I am. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he kind of told you a little bit about me, and some of y'all probably know how many people know me. Well, see, I don't have to go through all that. Y'all already know what it is, you know. But I was real excited, and I know we're going to get into a conversation here, but I was excited when I came through the driveway there, and I saw what was going on, you know. It really touched my spirit because you are somebody's child, you know what I'm saying? And it's somebody that's taking a chance on you. Even though people might say you made a mistake or you did this, you did that, don't even listen to that. You understand? You've been rescued. You got another chance. You understand? And you are not the enemy. You're not nobody's bad guy. You're just trying to make a move. You're trying to get where everybody else is at. You know, so my thing is, I know we're going to have a conversation, but we're going to have some questions and answers at the end. You know, and then we're going to talk. Let's rap. Let's be honest. Tell me what you want to do. See how we get there. You understand? You're looking at somebody that's, I'm a hood dude. So ain't no sense in me telling you, but I'm a spiritual dude though. You understand? Here, they got a purpose. You're here because somebody got a purpose for you. And then the purpose got a plan. Now, you don't, when somebody got a purpose for you and they got a plan, you got to be obedient to that. And that's what this is about. You understand? Then I'm going to hit you with this right quick, and then I'm going to get out of the way. Elizabeth and Mary, y'all might not know that it's a spiritual thing, right? Elizabeth and Mary was cousins. They was old. They were the oldest people around here. So God said, well, you finna be pregnant. Elizabeth said, well, I'm old, I'm done, you know, nothing is happening with me. Mary, old. Because sometimes, and I want y'all to understand that, some people will tell you, it's over for you. It's done. You understand? It's been too long. I messed up. This, that, and the other. And they'll tell you that it's not possible. You understand? So I can go back to Mary and Elizabeth. They said, well, it's been old, they old. It's not possible for you to be pregnant. It's not possible for either one of y'all to have a baby. So when I tell you about a purpose and a plan. So Elizabeth and Mary was cousins. So Elizabeth never thought she was pregnant, but her stomach started growing, right? Her stomach started growing, but the baby never moved. So she didn't believe the purpose of why she was pregnant. So you wasn't pregnant, right? So when Elizabeth go visit Mary, her stomach is big, and all of a sudden the baby jumped. When the baby jumped, this is what it is. You understand? the baby met the plan. The plan was John was going to be the front runner for Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? So when it's a purpose and a plan, you'll understand it. It's not, you're not too old. You haven't made so many mistakes that you can't make it. So John said, y'all think I'm cold? Wait till y'all see what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing for y'all. It's a plan, it's a purpose, and it's a plan. Don't blow it. You understand? Because now it's a purpose for you being here. It's a purpose of what they got you here for. They have a plan for you. You understand? It's never too late. All right?
Okay, so Mr. Ginn, you are a gardener. You have raised many roses out the concrete. We would like to know, can you talk a little about how choices, good or bad, can impact your entire life? And I think we went over that, but do you have anything to elaborate on?
Yeah, well, and I'm good. Y'all can hear me, right? Sometimes, and we talking about students, we talking about athletes, we talking about children. Y'all want to be somewhere, right? A lot of times, choices, that's not even your problem. Probably when you was 8th, 9th grade, when we talk about school. Sometimes your parents give you to make choices for you. And I always say this because I deal with this a lot. I deal with kids that they don't come to my school, or they don't come to Glenville, or they don't come to Ginn Academy because the parent might say, that's not the place for you. You understand? That's a bad choice to me. You understand? Because I have a plan, right? And I have a purpose. I don't believe in kids failing. I don't believe in kids not being successful. I don't believe in people hiring people to... I don't believe... There you go. All right, okay. I don't believe in kids failing. I don't believe in hiring people. I mean, teachers and different... I didn't hire you to be a fellow. I hired you to teach. I don't believe in failing in high school. You understand? But a lot of times I have to deal with that. And that's when I'm not going to always put it on y'all. Because it's choices. And a lot of times people make the wrong choice for y'all sometime coming out of middle school. I don't know if that fits some of y'all situations or not. But I started there because I know that a lot of times when the kids come out of middle school, they looking at the color of the jersey, or they looking at whatever. You understand? Because we hear about moving forward in sports, right? It takes more than 4 years to me to really get a kid to reach their full potential in life. You understand? Because when you come out of high school, when you come out of middle school, it'd be a lot of things that you're listening to. People recruiting you, people saying you could do this, people say you can't do that, all that. So I don't want to blame you all for that. You know what I'm saying? We have to do a better job educating our young men on a lower level, because that's where the problem starts to me. You understand? Then when you get up, you got to learn how to navigate through that. So a lot of times y'all make bad choices, but I ain't gonna blame you by yourself, because who really educated you to the game? Who really educated you to education? That's a big problem here. You understand? So a lot of times you think, now, some of you all are 17, 18 years old, 19, whatever. You remember some of the conversations that some of y'all had coming out of middle school, don't you? You remember some of the people telling you where you need to go, what you need to do, don't listen to him, don't do that. Y'all know that. Every situation is not set for everybody. So now, that bad choice or that choice that you should have made it now, you've been rescued. You've been rescued. So I'm not gonna sit here, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard, but if y'all right here stay together and make everybody accountable, right here, and push each other to the next level, you made the right choice. What's the next question?
Okay. Coach, again, you often speak of the courage to be different. What does that mean, and how do you find the courage?
Well, when I tell young people that it takes courage to be different, well, I always use that in my school. It takes courage to be different to be a again man. That means you got to be different. You got to be different than anybody that's around you. And you know, the social media is really killing us. You understand? That's social media mess is killing us because we believe in that. But you got, just like I just said a few minutes ago about y'all need to keep each other accountable. That take courage. That take courage to tell your dude next to you, look, man, we all trying to get out of here. You understand? You got to do what you need to do in the book and on the field. Because when you don't do right to each other, you understand? You just say, well, I tried. I tried to tell him. That take courage, man. To tell your brother next to you, look, man, we got to get A's and B's. We got to train hard. We got to be on time. We got to have a system. See, some of y'all gonna be in here and not gonna do it. But if you don't do it and he do it, then you burning his money. Y'all gonna burn each other's money like that. Do that make sense to you? Huh?
Yes, sir.
See, because I deal with leadership all the time. Everybody in here is a leader. But in y'all situation, y'all all trying to get to the next level. And they got real money. And I'm not talking about pros. I'm talking about high school. Y'all can get that money. It's real. You understand? But it takes courage. It takes courage to have a plan. It takes courage to go to bed at a certain time. It takes courage to eat the right thing. It takes courage to train. It takes courage to be different, to accomplish what you want. This is an opportunity here. Don't let nobody fool you. I don't care what it look like. I don't care what it look like. We in the hood. We good. The hood been good to a lot of people. You understand? Don't overlook it. All right?
And that will lead me into my next question, Coach Gann. You have been a coach and a mentor of countless players and taken them to great success. Can you talk a little about the importance of being coachable? Also talk about embracing the opportunity of being in a program like the Howard Huskies and taking advantage of this program.
Absolutely. I've coached a lot of people. I've seen millions of dollars go across the Glenville community. You understand? Man, everything is possible. And everything, but you got to believe first. See, here we go again. Believe first and learn later. See, if you don't believe first and be able to learn later, that was our theme this year to go 15-0. I had a band said, believe first and learn later. Because a lot of times you all already gonna think how it's gonna be, what it is. I know how to do this. No, do what you told. You understand? So I deal with kids like that. You understand? And then I tell them, I say, and I use all different little things, man. You know, and I'm just gonna use y'all right quick. When he told you to get up, y'all got up, bruh. Y'all came over. He said, clap twice. Y'all did it. All that is courage. That's all belief. If you don't think you can make it from here, then you need to get up right now and go. You need to get up and go. I'm just being honest. This is your opportunity. You not being arrested. You've been rescued. You understand? And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all not bad people. Y'all just done stumbled a little bit. But if you don't believe it, that you can achieve it, then something is wrong within you. Trust the process. That's hard for us. It's just the same thing. Oh, people have told me this all my life. I gave you an example of Elizabeth and Mary. She didn't believe that. It's been too long. I done messed up. No, you haven't. But the next thing is being able to be coached. That's a problem with a lot of people. I have children. I got one 37 that spent 14 years in the NFL. He's still hard-headed. I still got to deal with it. So don't think that it's you by yourself. I should be happy as hell, right? I still got to deal with it. It never stops. Never. It's so many things that y'all gonna run into in life, man. You understand? And if you can't handle this, don't even try it. Because life is tough for everybody, bruh. It is tough. You hear me? I can give you all type of examples, man. But I love to rap with people. I love to talk to the kids. I love to know what's on your mind. I need to know how you feel. What is your goals? What are your dreams? Put it in your imagination, bruh. If you never imagine nothing, it will never happen. And if you listen to everybody and all this noise out here, that people tell you that what you can't become, you'll never be nothing. We living in a hating world. They don't think about nothing, man. I'm just telling y'all that. And you know what? It's an honor for me to stand here and talk to y'all, bro. For real. Y'all somebody's child. You want to make it just like anybody else want to make it. I've seen the worst of worst that become millionaires. Let's start with Frank Clark. Everybody know him. He in the NFL with a 12 gauge or whatever they got in his bag. But you think he was any different then than before? He was like that here. But he believed first. And he learned later. I'm just telling you, man, I can tell y'all so many stories. We can rap about whatever y'all want to talk about. I got 4 kids right now, 3 kids that's on official visits. 1 in Michigan, 2 in Kentucky. Next week, be in USC, be at Pittsburgh. 1 going to the end of the month, going to West Point. But people tell you, that ain't real. Ain't nobody going nowhere over there. They not educating. They not doing nothing. But you want to judge me by a game. I can care less about the game, bro. For real. I care about your soul, your life. And I don't even like coaches that think like that about the game. We ain't do what I say. Show me how much you care first. Show me how much you love my child first. I don't care about that. The X and O's will take care of itself. And when I tell you about the money, those kids I just talked to you about, each one of those kids probably their NIL is 100,000 right now. But one of them lost 50,000. You know why? Because his behavior and his body language and how he carries himself. Come to the basketball game, the coaches see him. Said, well, I don't think he's worth that money. And this is what I'm telling y'all now. You understand? You got to carry yourself in a certain way. That cell phone, they own it every day. They got people in the university that follow you. They pull up everything you post. And I try to tell my kids the same thing. But I'm telling y'all, man, take advantage of this. This shocked me. And I know Coach and Miss Lady. I didn't know this was going on. I'm trying to see how I can be a part of this. I'm dead serious, man. Because you know what I think about? You know what I think about? Somebody's child. What if I got a kid on the other side of town? Or I got a kid in Chicago that contact me, say, man, I need to be in that environment. I got a place to send them. See, boarding pieces is important. You know, I always wanted a boarding school, inner city boarding school. I'm gonna tell you why, and then we're gonna, you know, cause I know your attention span. But when I get a chance to holler at my dudes, I get excited, cause all I think about is success. That's all I think about, man. Y'all somebody's child. Y'all can be whatever you want to be, for real. You ain't nothing but a story. You understand? But I think about the boarding piece, because rich folks send their kids to boarding school because they rich. They ain't got time to raise their kid. They ain't got time to do nothing. But they don't want their kid to miss. So they send them somewhere that somebody gonna teach them the values of life and educate them to life and whatever academically, make sure they don't miss nothing, because I'm too busy making paper, right? So I sit in front of people and I sit in front of rich folks. They say, well, again, why you want a boarding school? I say, so I start off with that. I say, but my kids need a chance because we can't afford certain things. We need a chance to get together and I can change their behavior. I can change their mind. I can teach them so they don't miss. You understand? And then some joker that got a big $1 billion say, because they don't want to spend their money. Well, Mr. Gann, research says, that's where they come with that it take 28 consecutive days to change your behavior. I look at him and say, you gonna question me why I need a boarding school, but then you'll give me what research said, and you don't understand that. They say you don't want to give me no money. Yes, sir. Instead of trying to be so educated to the point that you don't want to help my children. That's all it is, man. So these are the games that y'all gonna have to learn when you become a man in this world trying to live. You understand? So I don't want to bore you to death. Let's get into whatever y'all want to ask me.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Coach Gann. Not only are you my husband's mentor, we consider you a friend of our family. And then let me tell you guys, he did say y'all his dude, so when y'all need that reference, say my dude, Coach Gann said, right? So y'all got that reference. Okay, so Coach Gann wanted to have a conversation with you guys. Any questions that you have? You gotta come
and no question is too hard, too dumb, too whatever. Tell me what's on your mind and how you feel.
Yeah.
So my name Dion Diggs, and I wanted to know, what is it like coaching? Like, how is it coaching from coaching a 3, 4, 5 stars then and now? Like, has anything changed the mentality? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, you I think what you're saying is a 3 or 4 or 5 star today and how it used to be. That's what you said. So he asked me, what is the difference? What is the difference is lack of belief. Because social media has taken over that. You understand? I just won the state title, bruh. I didn't have nobody on the team that loved football. They loved to play. They just talented. You understand? But the 5-star and 3-star and the 4-star don't mean nothing to me. You understand? Because that's just somebody else's opinion. You understand? They really don't know the kid. That's when I'm promoting kids in my program. How you gonna tell me who he is and you don't even know him? You understand? You look at a film, then you decide that he's a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. How do you do that? See, all that stuff will mess up children. You know what I'm saying? But today, it's really hard because of social media and all the different recruiters and different people out here, and they telling these kids they already made it, and they haven't. You understand? And that's what's so hard. But see, back before, people believed first. And they grind, they loved it. You know what I'm saying? Social media done killed it. That's the difference.
My name is Emmanuel Kane. I want to say thank you personally for your service in Cleveland. And I wanted to ask you, when it comes down to a player overcoming adversity, what would you tell them?
Okay. Well, the first thing is that you got to have a spiritual base, though. And you have to understand, you're going to have adversity in all your life. You understand? It's going to be things that move in front of you all the time. You got to learn how to get over it. You know what I'm saying? So, and this goes back probably even like I got 9th graders, 10th graders, stuff like that now. And I tell kids, y'all really think y'all know, but you don't. So I'm trying to give you some tools to put in your toolbox. When that hurdle get in front of you, that you can't make it over. You know what I'm saying? So what it is, you got to continue to believe in you. Believe in God. You understand that He gonna see you through. You understand? You have to have a spiritual base, bro, because it's coming. It's gonna come one after the other. And if you don't know how to get through it, and I'm gonna give you an example. If you driving down the street and it's a storm, and you ever see how people, you drive down the street, you can't hardly see. You understand? You see a lot of people pull over, right? They pull over and they pull over, they in the storm. That's adversity. You got to hold the wheel and keep driving. Because trouble don't last all the way. You're going to run out of it. So don't stop and let that get you and say, oh, I can't see. I can't make it. Keep fighting. Keep driving. Does that make sense? All right, that's how you get over, baby. Come on, somebody got something else to say. We talking, man. We rapping. We got issues. We got good things. We got bad things.
My name Mike Pace, but I know you said that you want us to
What's
keep
your name?
Mike Pace.
I know. I want you to say that name strong. I know the pace.
Mike Pace.
Oh, man. All right.
But I know you said that it's best for our team to stay together and everything. But I know that a lot of times, it ain't as easy as to bring everybody together. To get our chemistry together. What would you advise us to do? Just to build chemistry. Get everybody together.
Right. Well, first of all, you can't never give up, Mike. You got to continue to lead. You understand? Because lead is the key. Everybody's a leader here. You understand? I hear that all the time. Oh, I told him, man, I can't keep going and asking him that. I'm trying to lead, but you be the example. You have to do everything every day the right way. They will follow. But you can't say, let's do it, and you don't do it. You feel me? You understand? So long as you lead first and show them and be consistent in telling them. You understand? Because what they don't do is going to hurt you. You understand? And they don't understand. They giving up. See, a lot of times when to be great, Mike, for real, it brings its own pain. You just ain't gonna be great. You understand? I'm good, I'm great. And somebody drop it on social media. It's some pain. It's some sacrifice. You understand? Being a leader is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to listen up because y'all all got to lead each other. But y'all got to come to agreement. Y'all need to meet and talk. You understand? Because when the lights come on and you're on the field, they looking at you. And if these dudes if y'all don't do everything together, we're gonna look like clowns and we can't get up out of there. Y'all got a second chance. You understand? This season. You understand? Don't let that get into you. All right, baby. You tired? No more questions?
Okay, because if y'all don't like talking to money, then we're going to wrap this up. Any more questions for the NFL football coach that can tell you exactly the steps you need?
Life coach. I'm just telling you, man.
We good? We all done? All right, Coach.
Okay, no, we got back there.
Question I want to talk to you afterwards.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, they want some personal time. Okay, so let's
Hey, that all? That's good.
Okay, we're going to end the group chat. Coach, again, thank you so very much.
No doubt.
So very much.